What is going on, YouTubers? Today's video will be about the Hammerburst, and I wanted to offer you some tips and tricks about this rifle and how you can use it precisely. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, this gun's not that easy to use anymore. They updated it and nerfed the weapon and made it weaker than it was before. If you guys remember, you could 3 shots of the Hammerburst, which I mean 3-round bursts, basically down the enemy. Now, you can really down an enemy with 3 bursts now. It's about 4 or 5 bursts to down an enemy with full health. And some people might think that's underpowered, but I have really strong mixed feelings with this weapon. I'm gonna explain to you guys why. Now, the Hammerburst has 21 rounds, so basically you're shooting 3 rounds per burst. So basically that's over 7 shots you're firing. Now, and it takes about 4 bursts to down an enemy. Now, you do not have a lot of ammo for this gun. Now, what the Hammerburst does better than Lancer is it lands shots faster and longer ranges. So basically, it's a further range weapon. But the problem with this gun is, since you have a smaller mag, you cannot take on enemies too fast. And when an enemy's coming towards you, do not bother trying to Hammerburst him down unless you feel like you can really take him down. There's the issue with this gun. If you do not have a full mag, and you're firing the weapon towards the enemy coming towards you, you're not going to be able to finish him off. You got to get ready to switch your shotgun or your pistol to finish him off, and that's the problem with this weapon. Now, the strengths and weaknesses are that, well, let's talk about the strengths. When I'm using a Hammerburst, I stay further distance. I provide cover fire, I shoot across a map, and I'm making sure all my 3 rounds are laying on the enemy. Not only that, it has the same reload speed and time as the Lancer, so that's pretty good. But in my opinion, I wish this gun reloaded a little bit faster, because the Lancer to me is still a more superior rifle than this gun. I even made a YouTube video why the Lancer is more superior, but it's not just about that, guys. I know some people like the Hammerburst over the Lancer because some people like to stay further distance, which is pretty good. And this is the tip and trick video, but I'm just letting you guys know the weaknesses of this weapon. So do not try to engage enemies at closer ranges with this rifle. You're not going to win battles with this gun, especially when enemies are coming towards you with the shotgun or the Lancer. So now my really big mixed feelings are is that I kind of wish they didn't go with the Hammerburst the way they wanted it to go. I wish the style of it was like Gears of War 3's. Guys, if you remember Gears of War 3, the Hammerburst was a single-fire semi-automatic assault rifle. Now, this one's a 3-round burst, like I said earlier. And in Gears of War 3, it felt really balanced and good, and I didn't feel like it was too overpowered. Now, you had to tap fire that weapon, if you guys remember. Well, you still have to tap fire the Hammerburst in general, but I don't know what it is. There's something about the Hammerburst Gears 3 work, and I wish they stick with it, but nothing wrong with changes, you know. I still like the Hammerburst if I feel like using it over the Lancer, but I'm always going to use the Lancer more often than the Hammerburst. Now, if you guys see very closely in this video, when I down enemies, it almost takes the whole mag sometimes because I feel like the Hammerburst is weaker when the enemy's coming towards you. And I feel like the Hammerburst is stronger, you know, when you're shooting across a map and shooting your enemies further away than closer, which is pretty strange, but I guess that's the way they wanted to balance the rifle. But it frustrates me sometimes when I take an enemy down and I'm trying to finish him out with my whole Hammerburst clip, but sometimes I just can't do it. So I had to reload or I had to switch my shotgun or my pistol to finish him off. But the Hammerburst is still a good gun. It's just that sometimes I have really big mixed feelings with this weapon. Now, guys, I advise you guys to active reload before gauging an enemy because getting extra damage as much as you can and laying shots on the head in the same time, it's going to be great. And you're going to be able to finish your enemies a lot faster. And you need to do it because this gun has a small mag and you want to make every shot count. And you don't always want to reload this weapon sometimes still. It's so annoying because this gun doesn't have a lot of rounds in the mag. But you know what I do like about the Hammerburst over the Lancer is I'm able to shoot enemies further away, like I said earlier, and provide faster cover fire. And not only that, the bullets of this weapon travels much faster than a Lancer. So I feel like I can do, you know, some things better than the Lancer when it comes to shooting enemies further distance and across a map when I feel like my teammates need help. And providing cover fire is very important, and holding angles, and the fact that the Hammerburst is going to help me shoot enemies better, longer, you know, gauges is just it's such a great feeling. But once again, guys, the rounds in the mag and it's just not enough. But I feel like they did a good job balancing the weapon. But I don't know, I just like the Lancer better than the Hammerburst. But guys, remember, try your hardest to land shots in the head because you're going to down the enemy even faster when you're laying shots in the head. Now let's talk about the crosshair and the Hammerburst. The crosshair and the Hammerburst, I really like it a lot. I feel like it's very accurate. I feel like it's very precise at the same time. And it's a lot better than the Lancers, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like crazy, amazingly better, but it's good enough. And I feel like I'm laying shots very accurately. At the same time, guys, try your hardest to not tap fire like crazy if you're shooting enemies across the map, because you want to make sure all 3 rounds land on the enemy, because once you don't land all 3 shots, you're not going to be able to take the enemy down, and you got to reload constantly, and you just don't have a lot of rounds in the mag. But guys, to take a full advantage of this weapon, you got to stay further away, you got to provide cover fire across the map, you got to really take advantage of what this weapon really provides. If you're going to engage enemies close to range, you're most likely going to lose, and don't bother trying to do that, guys. Overall, guys, the Hammerburst offers some superior strengths than the Lancer, but has more weaknesses than the Lancer. It's still a good gun. I'm still going to use it when I feel like using it, and it all depends how I want to gauge the enemy. Also, if I want to really land shots further away, I'm going to use the Hammerburst, guys, but I mostly still use the Lancer over the Hammerburst. But other than that, I think I'm getting used to the change what Coalition did for the Hammerburst, because when it first came out, guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but this gun was really overpowered at first. But I didn't really get too upset the way it was, but a lot of people did, and so that's why Coalition changed it. But this gun's still pretty good. You're still be able to take advantage of what this gun has to offer, but other than that, I know most people are going to use the Lancer over the Hammerburst. The Hammerburst is a much harder assault rifle to use than the Lancer, and most people are going to use a rifle that offers more stability and something that's much easier to use. And not only that, more people are going to take advantage of Lancer at closer ranges than the Hammerburst. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope somehow I made you guys understand more how the Hammerburst works. It's still a great gun, and I hope somehow you guys got better with it. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you wish to see more content. But bye-bye.